Our thoughts and feelings are our own and are not representative of Electronic Arts as a whole or anyone else.
Once again, it's time for the Team Lift podcast with your hosts, Brandon Bowie and Roderick McDaniel. Let's go ahead and get right into the show. All right, everybody. How you guys doing? So great to have everybody back in here. My boy Brandon. How you doing, buddy?
I'm here.
All right, man. This is a special show, okay? Yep. We're about to really get into something that could be deemed interesting and controversial. Mostly controversial based on who we are, company we work for, and this is a product that our company makes. All right, and before we get into this, we're going to talk about Madden. This is what this is about. All right, and most importantly, it's going to be somewhat about the Madden Ultimate Team, which is a mode in the game. Now, our guest today is a guy, good friend of mine, dear friend of mine. We're bringing him on the show because this guy has been in the top 800 players in the world. Now, when I say top 800 players in the world, let me just give you something. This is a number that Fox Business News had. I reached out to Piper Jaffray and Company, which is a sales analyst group, and they were able to say that when Madden 17 was getting ready to come out, this isn't something I got from EA. This is something I got from Piper Jaffray and Company. These sales analysts said that they were being overly conservative on projected sales of Madden 17 when they said it would sell 5.5 million units.
That's like what World of Warcraft sells when they release an expansion on day one. Yeah. For the most part, that's a lot of fucking units.
Okay, yeah. So just to tell you, they said they were being overly conservative when they said 5.5 million. All right. Now these guys are a huge sales analyst company. They're really synonymous with Fox Business News. It's a great company. I don't have any, legal ties to them, but just their information has proved very trustworthy to me over the years.
Yep.
Now, when these guys were coming out and they were saying that they were being overly conservative, and this is Michael J. Olson. He was a senior research analyst at the Piper Jaffray. He said, given solid scores and a large next-gen console base, it appears our fiscal year 17 Madden estimates for 5.5 million units through fiscal year 17, that's flat year over year, may prove conservative. Now, EA has never released the numbers and told us, but when you sell 5.5 million of any damn thing, you're making some money.
Okay? Especially if it's like your base product is $59.99.
Yeah, if your base product is
just the napkin math on that is fucking astounding.
And so, man, these are guys that are like, here's the thing that they said. Last year's version was the second best-selling game of 2015 at brick-and-mortar stores, and the only thing that beat it was Call of Duty Black Ops 3. That's huge numbers.
Yep.
So we're talking to a guy who was top 800 out of 5.5 million units, which could have basically 5.5 million players. Now, I'm not saying all 5.5 million were in Ultimate Team, but it's safe to say a good majority of those numbers probably are in Ultimate Team week over week, year over year. Okay? Yeah. And it's a growing franchise. Now, what happened was I was having a conversation with somebody, and I was hanging out, kind of at a little cocktail party, hanging out with some comedians and some industry guys, and they got to talking to me about what I did for my day job. And I was talking about, the podcast, and we talked about working at EA, and somebody said, I don't get it. It's just a game. And somebody looked at him and said, bro, if you think it's just a game, you're an idiot, because it's no longer just a game. He said, this is a business. He said, it's big money business. He said, and if I would have had the foresight to invest back in the day, he said, I don't even want to know where I would be. And I thought, wow, that's true,
Yeah.
That's true. So our guest, without further ado, I'm going to introduce him. I want to welcome him to our Team Lift, first time here, my man, Mr. Timothy Randel. How you doing, Tim?
I'm doing great. I just want to say thank you guys for inviting me. This is very cool.
No, man, we're happy to have you because we're about to really get into some meat, man. Because I mean, here's what gets me. Let's face it, Madden is a huge franchise by itself.
Yes, it is.
And Madden has been around for years. So, I mean, I'm talking about Sega Genesis days. I got homies from the Sega Genesis days We used to get down with Madden.
There's a reason why in 2015 it was Madden 25.
Yeah,
exactly.
To give you
exactly.
And now we're at Madden 7, so we're at Madden 27 now. Just to put it in perspective.
Let's put this in perspective. This is Madden 27. Yeah. So, I mean, when we're starting to kind of talk these numbers, man, what got me was that I heard this, and at the dinner party, man, I'm gonna tell you, you meet these comedians, man. I'll introduce them to you. So, but we've talked about you.
Okay.
Because when I was talking about you, I was like, no, I know a guy that's ranked in the top 800 for the last 3 years running. And they said, what? And I said, yeah, he works for the company.
Right.
They say, bro, what does it take to get into that? I said, you know what? That's a damn good question.
It's very good. Very good question.
I want to know.
So to be completely fair, I do have one of my good friends. He doesn't play as much Madden as he used to, but he is quite often do I get a screenshot from him of him busting somebody over the head that is in the top 100 on a consistent basis. Wow. And he's not ranked. Now, I have not been ranked in quite some time. I haven't been ranked in the top 800 since about October. And the reason why, you all know, we both know that we have EA Holiday. We have a bunch of stuff going on within the within the job per se that we have to pretty much tend to. It's very easy to, I'm not going to say it's easy to get up there. You have to be persistent in playing, in getting up there, because if you don't, you'll fall. You can fall 30 spots in one day if you're not careful. So, it was pretty easy at the beginning. It's very hard to stay up in that area because now you got to think about there's people that don't play, that stay at home. You have to think about people that that's really all they do. Now you got to think about streamers. That's all they do. One of my favorite streamers is T-Raw. And he basically streams all day, or not necessarily all day, but he can knock out 15, 20 games because he's making people quit. Think about that. Instead of you playing a game for an hour, roughly an hour, you bust somebody's ass in 15 minutes and they're quitting. That's how people get up there. If you're making people quit, that's how you climb. Wow. Because they're quitting because they don't want anymore. They don't want to, whatever defensive scheme you're running, they don't want to deal with it. If you have a better Ultimate Team, they don't want to deal with that. I've been in plenty. I think the last time that there was a promotion going on where basically it was like a 3-match. It was basically 3 matches and a 4th match is like your championship match. They have it every now and then where they'll throw out this type of content. Right. You play those 4 matches, you win them all. If you lose once, you have to start over. So now you're getting into a point of where you have to stay focused, because if you lose, you're done. Yeah. So I went ahead and played those 4 matches. I lost twice, and by the way, they cost tickets, and in the game tickets have a currency value. So you're looking at 3 tickets, you're looking at roughly $1. So luckily, I was able to get some free tickets from a previous promotion in order to climb into that, to use those free tickets to play that 4 matches. So if you're making people quit, which I've done within those 4 matches, like 2 of those matches, people saw the top 3 cards because they display the top 3 cards that you have. They'll quit, especially if they don't feel like they have a chance. And you'll get a message. I get messages all the time. Hey, like, you fucking... Can we cuss on here?
Oh, yeah.
No. Okay. All right.
Welcome to our world.
Okay. 2 shows ago, we started out the show with "Go fuck yourself."
Okay. All right. So you'll get messages of people like, "Hey, you fucking suck," or all you do is use your mom's credit card. That's the most popular one that I've gotten, and I'm like, "Look, man, like."
Grown ass man.
I'll whoop your ass. You know what I'm saying? And if my mom does hear this, Mama, I apologize, but I got my foul mouth from you. I love you.
Well played, man. Well played.
So it's for that guy. I don't know who you were talking to that said it's just a game, but you tell him to kiss your ass.
No,
because it's more than a game. There's reasons why people like T-Raw and a Toke Nasty can do streaming and constantly be on Twitch and get partnerships and get flown out. QJB is another one. He doesn't necessarily just do Madden, but that's what I found him out as. So I'm just going to assume that that's where he probably makes the most money or
donations
gets the most viewership
or whatever.
Yeah, this is just from me looking at it outside, looking from the outside in, and it's kind of funny that like I work at a major game company and I'm still looking from a viewer at the end of the day I'm a fan. Mm-hmm. That's where it all started. Like that's what made me want to work at EA in general. I'm a fan. And my mom told me that I needed to do something about it. Like, if you're a fan, if you're that big of a fan, you need to go make a difference. So that's what I'm doing now. And I'm in love with the company. I'm in love with the game. I think Madden Ultimate Team is great. I really believe that. I take losses with Ultimate Team a little bit more serious. Because at this point, Madden Ultimate Team is strictly based off of how you build your team. So if you get your ass busted, it's nobody's fault. It's not like playing in a regular game mode outside of Madden Ultimate Team where Tony Romo could be injured. Because, yes, I am a Dallas Cowboys fan. If you're not a Dallas Cowboys fan, then go fuck yourself.
Damn.
So,
he just alienated all of our Washington Redskin listeners. And we know who they are. All two of you. We know you're mad right now.
Be mad. Be mad. But you know what? In all due respect, like the guys that are playing in the Super Bowl, they're killing it. Like even if Dallas were to play against them, I would be kind of hesitant to be like, we got a chance. I mean, my confidence in the teams that are in the Super Bowl right now. If we were to face them as a unit, I would probably be a little bit kind of hesitant.
I'll be honest with you right now. I don't think anybody wants any parts of Atlanta.
No. Julio Jones is a grown man, and he's a grown man in Madden as well. I believe in Madden he's ranked 99 right now. And that may just be in a franchise that I'm playing, but from what I understood, the last time I played against him not in Ultimate Team, I believe he was ranked 99. And that's almost unheard of. I believe there's only 3 players right now that are ranked 99 in Madden. Wow. 2 of them are on the Patriots. Tom Brady and Gronk. Those are the only ones that I know that are ranked 99. I think Julio is either 98 or 99. And if he's not 98 or 99, he damn sure should be because he's a beast.
Yeah. And I know you're looking at this like Brandon's like, I have no idea.
The only reason why I know any of these names is because players yell them at me all the time.
And you know what? It's crazy because I play Madden Ultimate Team almost every day. Mm-hmm. I play it almost every day. Coach, I know you know. Do they call you Coach on here?
Everybody does, man.
Okay. All right. I didn't want to just start throwing shit out there and people not know.
No, man, you know what I mean? It is probably the most popular nickname I have.
It's the best fucking nickname. When ever since you were like, people call me Coach because of Left 4 Dead 2. All right.
Yeah, it's stuck.
It's stuck, you know. But Madden Ultimate Team, I pretty much play it every day. I don't play it every day. I play it every day because I need to know what's going on.
Right.
I feel like I feel like as somebody that wants to make a difference, not only professionally, but also outside of the company and like being invested in the community, I feel like I need to know what's going on pretty much every promotion, every hour. If I could be on Madden Ultimate Team all day, which I can be, but I choose not to be because I want to be productive. I could probably do it.
Okay. Okay, but that's cool because you hooked me up with a guy that I'm friends with on Twitch, DJ Mateo.
Yeah, Mateo, good friend.
Yeah, great guy, man. I met Mateo through you, and he does a Twitch stream that's heavy Madden.
Yeah,
right, man.
Yeah.
And he's got a really big Twitch franchise, huge following.
He's got 20,000 followers on Twitter alone. 20,000.
And that's not counting how many people will tune in to watch him. Like tonight is Request Song Wednesdays.
Yep.
He's doing a 96 overall Deion Sanders giveaway tonight. So he's a huge guy. Now, I'm not going to name any names. I'm just saying there are YouTubers out there that were grossing. I mean, we're talking about bringing home $1.25 million a year.
Yeah.
Just YouTube videos, not counting Twitch channels, endorsements,
Donations,
cheering. Patreon accounts and stuff like that.
Patreon, yeah.
Yeah, we've seen some stuff going on, man, in the streaming gaming community. You can, I mean,
if
all
you have
bullshit
talent,
aside, let's just be honest. Our podcast, we're damn near about to hit 10,000 unique downloads ourselves here.
Congratulations on that, by the way. That's fucking amazing. And you've been out for how many months? Since what, October of last year?
No, we started right around summer. Let's say May.
April, May
Okay.
last year.
I want to say April, May last year. We went through, and, you know, man, for us to start the show, not even a full year, and we were at 7,500 by Christmas.
That's crazy.
We hit the 7,500 unique download mark at Christmas.
That's awesome.
Yep. So we know that when it comes to the gaming, geek culture community, there's a community out there that's hungry to get content.
And I believe that culture is not necessarily being fed properly.
Oh no.
I mean, let's just call a spade a spade. If you go to iTunes or if you go to SoundCloud and you pull up podcasts, 90% of them are going to be in regards to pop culture, sports, and that's really about it. And what people fail to realize is video games is pop culture.
Oh yeah, no, man.
A lot of people don't realize when they say my body is ready, they don't know where that shit comes from.
My body is Reggie.
No, yeah. And it's like you. I see people saying that all the time. Like, do you know where this comes from? Do you know where this originated?
Yeah,
they don't know that that's in reference to an E3 conference. They don't know. So when you go and you like tell them that, they're like, "Oh man, you're just shitting us." But like,
bro.
There's people out here that want to talk about video games, that love video games, that work in the video game industry, that want to vent about the video game industry, and they don't want to do it via Twitter or they don't want to do it via Facebook. They want to have a conversation. So it's good. It's good to hear, and it's good to know that you guys are actually out here to feed a culture.
Oh man, no, and that's our thing. Now I think just Brandon, you just pulled up our number.
Yeah.
What was that number?
8,335.
That's fucking awesome.
We're at 8,335, and we are only on the first day of February. And it's the people listening to the show are the reason that number is that way, man.
That's awesome.
That's unique hits.
That's awesome.
Podcast.
That means people are listening to you, and that means that there are people probably all over the world that are tuning into you. And it's just crazy because you think of 8,000 unique hits is not as a big number, but that's 8,000 different people.
That's like half the people who would actually show up to WakeCon every year. So they usually average about 20,000 people coming in to just come in and walk around, and that's including everybody that's there for like all 4 days.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's like half that audience.
Right. That's awesome.
And it's so we know there's a culture out there, and the thing that gets me is when I talk to people, and I'm talking about I got friends that we know are listening to the show. I got friends that we've met just because of the show,
right?
And I've got buddies that have hit me about Ultimate Team, and so I knew like when I came to work for EA, I started hearing Ultimate Team, and I had no idea what it was,
right.
You know. But when I got in, my first Ultimate Team was FIFA 14. That was the one. And I really kind of threw myself into the game. I just, I still had my PS3. I hadn't quite got my PS4 yet. And then people were kind of hitting me with this idea about, hey, there's this thing called Ultimate Team. Have you tried it? And I was like, no, man, I don't even know what that is. I'm just trying to find a team. And I always tell people the story. A lot of our friends from the UK have always asked me, hey, how's a guy in Texas a fan of Shrewsbury Town Football Club? And I'll tell you guys a story. When I first came to EA, and I knew I was going to be, that they were hiring me to work EA Sports at that time when it was its own department.
Right.
Before you kind of consolidated the way they did behind the scenes.
Right.
I was going to work for EA Sports, and I knew once I was going to work for them that I was going to be doing, Madden, NHL. I knew I was going to be on FIFA.
Yeah.
I didn't really understand soccer. I knew nothing about soccer. I had never watched a soccer match, never played the game. They give me FIFA 14, and they say, just learn this game. This is why you will be working here.
FIFA is the breadwinner.
It is the
for all of you that don't know. Madden Ultimate Team is great, but FIFA Ultimate Team is king.
Oh yeah, no, FIFA runs the house.
Let's get that clear.
Yeah.
There's vacations that I've been able to take. There's been cars that I've been able to buy. There's been extra money that I've been able to have in my pocket because of FIFA.
Oh yeah, no.
It is. Don't get me wrong. I love football with all my heart, and I think we all know that in the United States that football is king. Basketball is creeping. Let's just call a spade a spade. But FIFA is the world sport. Oh, God, and it took me a while to really understand that from the standpoint of like, I never really desired to watch a soccer game. Then
Until
the 2000,
you heard the
2006
the siren
World Cup.
call of a million vuvuzelas.
Vuvuzelas. Waking up every day for at least 2 weeks, falling asleep to ESPN, waking up, there's a soccer match on, and hearing nothing but vuvuzelas, and then me thinking that there's something going on in my room that I had no idea about.
Oh, no, man. That's how they got me.
That's how I learned about how serious soccer is. They banned them. You can't use vuvuzelas in some areas. Like, they won't allow you to do it.
They gave me FIFA 14, told me to learn the game. And, okay, I'm a Saints fan, Chicago Cubs fan, Boston Red Sox fan.
Red Sox.
I chose teams that had histories of being losers. Okay, I have a history of losing teams before they won championships. So I was going through, and I was like, well, I'm not going into this British Premier League. All these guys are champs. I want somebody I want another kind of lovable loser team. So I went to Football League 2, and there was this team there with this blue and yellow, and it was just like, I love this town. I love this logo. I love their kits. I love everything. I love the stadium they play in. This is my new team. Right. And I'm going to start a season with this team, and I'm going to learn them. And they sucked, okay? It was Shrewsbury Town Football Club, and I am a hardcore Shrewsbury Town Football Club fan. Like, I have them tracked in the CBS Sports app, the ESPN
Damn,
app.
okay.
I downloaded
so you
follow them on Twitter.
And you know what? It was because of a game that you found out about this team.
I found out about them. And here's the thing. They won their first freaking championship the year before last. They finally had won enough games to go up to Football League 1. And I followed them there. And I felt like,
that's
all
awesome.
you need me to do is be a fan of your loser-ass team, and I will get you a championship before I die.
If you could do me a favor and hop on this Dallas Cowboy fit bandwagon, I would appreciate it.
I was rooting for Dallas so hard this year. It was funny because I would tell people, I'm not a Cowboy fan, and you know what's funny? But I love them winning.
You did send me a text message right after that game.
Oh, yeah.
And I was not in the right mind. Let me be completely clear. I went home and busted everybody's ass with the Dallas Cowboys that night. On my Ultimate Team, like they have like custom jerseys and stuff that you can use. Dude, I went and just laced up the old Dallas Cowboy jerseys, and I just worked the shit out of everybody I possibly could until I felt good in my heart that I was okay to come out of the shadows. It still stings right now. It still does sting. I'm not gonna lie, because then like last week, Des Bryant was like, "Hey, I really think we had a chance to beat Atlanta." So I'm like, "Man, you just pouring salt in the wound." Now I'm trying to heal. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then it's already bad that I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan, so people rub that shit in your face. I feel like, and some of my friends even say this shit. We feel like we are some of the most realistic Dallas Cowboy fans that they are, but because people hate us as Dallas Cowboy fans so much, they take any opportunity for the Dallas Cowboys to lose as an opportunity to rub that shit in our faces. And so, yeah, it sucked because ESPN, most of them don't like the Dallas Cowboys.
Skip Bayless loves y'all.
Skip Bayless doesn't work for ESPN anymore. That was a dumb call. He should have stayed at fucking ESPN. But he loves the Dallas Cowboys. But other than that, nobody else at ESPN loves the fucking Dallas Cowboys. So to sit up there and have to watch Stephen A. Smith, Max Kellerman,
you them boys.
Molly,
He pissed me off.
dude, they make videos about hating the Dallas Cowboys. They make videos. So as a Cowboys fan, yeah, it still hurts. But in my Madden Ultimate Team, I'll bust your ass with that goddamn Deion Sanders that I got. I will bust your ass. And I dare you to say that I wasted my money on that Deion Sanders. That Deion Sanders has gotten me quite a few wins and has locked down quite a few receivers.
You say that, but I would say so. I watched this fool make a guy. The guy didn't quit, but he beat him 63-3.
Jesus.
Yes, I did. I am also in a connected franchise, and I do run with the Dallas Cowboys. And I got rid of every single Dallas Cowboy that would cost me money. Tony Romo, Jason Witten, Sean Lee, Des Bryant. I just traded his ass away for a first-round draft pick to the Jets. So if you're going to cost me money, the only thing that's intact right now is Dak Prescott, Ezekiel Elliott, and that offensive line because that is the sexiest offensive line. Oh, by the way, actually, I did get rid of one piece to that offensive line. I got rid of Doug Free because Doug Free in real life is notorious for jumping off sides. I cannot have that shit, and I will cut your ass. So, yeah, he's gone. He's gone just because I don't like Doug Free. I want Doug Free to retire. I think he's had a great career, but it's time for his ass to go.
You know, next week, we're going to look at this podcast when it airs. I just want to see what our numbers look like in Dallas. I'm pretty sure there's some people like, y'all need to get that brother Tim to be a coach up here in Dallas.
It's time for him to go.
Number. We will
it's time for him to go. But yeah, I do like so. Madden Ultimate Team is something that I pride. I take a lot of pride in because it's your team. So your fandom can come, playing outside of Ultimate Team, but I find it to be a little bit more satisfying with the wins and losses with my own Ultimate Team. So a win or a loss, like I've gotten pretty upset about some losses because I felt like there were some things that I could have done better. I think that there are some things that I could have built with my team. I could have made my defensive line better. I could have invested more in my defensive line, or I could have invested more in my free safety. Instead of using Bob Sanders, I went ahead and used Eric Berry. You know what I'm saying? So it's stuff like that.
So you actually are analyzing every position.
I'm constantly tinkering. That's something that Ultimate Team players, especially if they're serious, they're always doing. They're always checking the auction box. They're also always looking to see chemistries. Chemistries have been amplified a lot this year. It used to be more. You used to see this more in FIFA, where your chemistries are based on the players you play with, what countries they come from, if they played on the same team, if they've been drafted together. All different types of things go into FIFA and the chemistry. And now this has been. It's always been in Ultimate Team, but they've amplified it more to where it's like, hey, you might want to invest in this player because this player can do whatever, set A versus set B. So I'm always looking to improve my Ultimate Team. Matter of fact, I just bought, before I got here, I bought a bundle. And I spent, I believe it was $25 for this bundle. I got 2 decent cards out of it, but I wasn't necessarily happy with it. The fact that I spent $25 and I got 2 elites out of it, most people would say, dude, what the fuck is your problem? That's amazing that you pulled 2 elites out of a $25 bundle.
We're talking, what, 7 packs maybe? 5, 7 packs?
A little bit over 7 packs, yeah.
Okay, so, and that's probably came with a bundle topper or something with that too, right?
I believe it was 7 packs, and I went and spent a little bit more. Like I spent it on 7 pro packs, and then I went and bought a Super Bowl pack.
Okay.
So I went and checked out the promo. Like I feel like it's, again, this is just a part of me being a part of the community. Like I need to see what's in these. What are these what are these items giving you? Is this something that you would recommend a friend buy? Would I recommend Coach to go buy a Super Bowl pack? Would I recommend that? Yeah. So I would, instead of me telling you to do it with your own money, I would rather do it with mine, because let's just be honest, I'm going to play the game more. So why would I have you spend your money on something you may not even participate in within the next 4 weeks?
Right, that's true. Okay. I get
you see what I'm saying?
This is something I want to kind of talk to you about this, because the fact that you were ranked that high, I remember back in the day, before you bought that car, I used to come get you. That was our thing. We had a morning routine. I'd come pick you up in the morning. We drive to work, listen to music and stuff, and talk.
Right.
I want you to, Brandon, hear me when I say this, bro. Tim would be up early in the morning.
Yep.
Getting in matches before I was picking you. I think back then we were going in at 10 in the morning. So I'd be getting to his house about 9:15, 9:30. And this fool would be like, hey, man, I'm on my way. Give me a bit. He's finishing up a match.
Yeah. So my routine, and it's still that routine to this day.
Okay, tell me this routine, man.
And honestly, if we really wanted to be completely honest, if I didn't invest as much as I have in Madden Ultimate Team, I probably could have bought a lower end Benz.
We're gonna talk about it.
At least a big down payment. A big
I know
one.
The number he spent. We're not gonna say that
down
yet.
payment.
I'm saving that. But
a big down payment.
Give me your schedule, because to be the top 800, you had to play so many games a day. What was that schedule? What were you waking up in the morning?
So usually I was waking up anywhere from 5:30 to 6:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
I would, if I choose to, and you know what, most of the time I wouldn't even choose to eat breakfast, because we would eat breakfast at work.
Right. We had the grill, that little kitchen down there.
So, and this is gonna probably freak you out, Brandon. So just bear with me. So I'd wake up anywhere between 5:30, 6:30 in the morning. I'd be ready to go by possibly 7. The only thing that unless I had to like dry a shirt or something like that, or wash a shirt or something like that.
Yeah.
So I'd knock all of that out. I would be playing Madden before 7:30 in the morning. Every day.
Are there people to play against at 7:30 in the morning?
Believe it or not, there is. So yeah, I'm looking at the auction house. I'm looking how to improve my team. I'm looking at mudhead.com, which is a great resource for Ultimate Team. If you're not into Ultimate Team, that's definitely something that you may want to check out, because you may not understand it. But I believe that that's a very good source, and I want to shout out again DJ Mateo, because he was definitely put me on that website, and he's affiliated with Mudhead.
Yeah.
So major shouts out to him for that. Because I actually use that, as a every day. There's people that want to know.
Yeah.
What
is it? A Curse Network site?
It is.
It is. Yeah.
Yes, it is.
The whole database and stuff like that all came out of Wowhead.
Really?
World of Warcraft. So World of Warcraft, Wowhead, eventually it was a thing by itself, and then the guy who made it got hired on by Curse, and they bought the whole Wowhead thing from him.
That's smart.
And then he wound up leaving and going to Blizzard.
Okay.
And he actually created an internal tool that's almost identical to Wowhead, but it's just internal. It's just only for Blizzard employees.
Okay.
And then Curse spun up all these other websites based on that database technology, and Mudhead's one of them.
That's awesome. Mudhead is really I know for people that are not into Madden Ultimate Team, that is something that I could give them to get them to understand how serious it is. I've been offered money for me to give them like cards, like from my own personal account, of course. But I've been offered like plenty of times. It was like, hey man, what's your PayPal? I'll give you $40 for that card. Now, I love my job way too much to do something stupid like that.
Oh, yeah.
So I would never go down that road. It's never that serious. My thing is like, if you really want to get these type of cards, if you really want to get whatever amount of coins, there's plenty of solo challenges that can give you the opportunity to open packs. There's plenty of opportunities for you to get special players. So people can do it if they're willing to put in the work. It's just, are you really ready to put in that type of work? Because it's a grind. You like solo challenges. I've seen some really easy solo challenges, and I've seen some really hard solo challenges. And sometimes you just need to know when to pick your damn battle.
Yeah.
Are you willing to stay up? Are you willing to grind these solo challenges out because you know they're going to go down 24 hours from now? What are you going to do?
Yeah.
Pick your. To me, it's all about if I were to talk to both of y'all right now and y'all are like, look, we're going to really get into Ultimate Team, that would be the first thing I would tell you to do is pick your battle. If you feel like it's worth your time, then put the work into it. If you don't feel like it's worth it, move on to something else because there's enough things for you to do in Madden Ultimate Team that you can't do in any other type of game. This is something completely separate from Madden in general. Like, I remember when Madden first came out, when Madden brought out Madden Ultimate Team, I want to say this was 2009. No, this was 2010. So this 2000, well, okay, so it came out in the year 2009, but it was Madden 2010.
Right.
This Madden Ultimate Team was a separate entity from Madden, period. It was an add-on. At that time, I was still, yes, working for EA. I wasn't permanent, but I was working through a temporary service. But at that time, we were the only ones working. So looking at that mode and looking at that game mode, I didn't think that shit was going to last completely, to be honest with you. I was like, this is stupid.
Yeah.
Why would I pay money to build a team when I can go bust somebody's ass with the team I love and that's near and dear to my heart? Guess what? They weren't that good. So I built my own team, and I was able to go and don those jerseys, those Cowboy jerseys, and bust people's ass. And that's what I did. I've been hooked ever since.
That is how it gets you. Now, here's my thing. You were playing 2 to 3 hours in the morning before work.
And after the fact that we got there and had breakfast, we were still there 2 hours early for breakfast. My shift didn't start till 12. I played Madden until
So then you would go back over to your site, log into your account,
log into my account at work,
play
and
for
then
2
play.
more hours.
That's the other part that I didn't want. That's what I felt like I kind of held off on because it would probably scare some people. So if you think about it, at that year, I had spent 5 hours playing Madden Ultimate Team. From 6 to 11.
Yeah,
I was playing Madden Ultimate Team.
And then you get off of work.
And then I get off of work.
How many hours we dropping in after work?
Well, probably about a good 2. A good solid 2. Because I do, believe it or not, I mean, this right now, this sounds like I'm a fucking terrible person. Like, I sit down and I play Madden Ultimate Team, like, all day and every day. I mean, there was times where it would get pretty bad. Like, like, you know, like, my off day in the morning, I was playing Madden Ultimate Team till 12. Like,
we talking 12 at night?
No, not 12 at midnight, but I'm
afternoon.
talking about 12 in the afternoon. Like, don't get me wrong, I was still watching my First Take in my ESPN, but it just wasn't on my TV. I would split screen it, or I was watching it on a laptop. But at that point in time, I was like, no, I don't want to really like fuck off my connection peer to peer. So I don't want to be streaming. So let me just fire up my cell phone and just eat up all the data on my cell phone plan. That's what I mean, luckily T-Mobile wasn't that, like, they were pretty cool, you know. I have been at that time they were throttling people.
Yeah. I use T-Mobile, and their unlimited data is pretty nice.
Yeah, it's nice now, but 2 years ago this was not.
I've had an unlimited data plan at T-Mobile that was $80 a month since 2012.
Damn, I wasn't. Maybe I didn't. They didn't.
And it's unlimited with no contract. I was doing month to month.
Were you grandfathered in though?
At that time, yeah, I guess I was grandfathered. I started my plan in 2012 when I was working for Tryon. I got a cell phone.
Wait, you worked at Tryon?
Yeah, I worked at Tryon. I worked at Blizzard. I worked at EA.
No, man, you guys don't realize Brandon is, when we say industry vet.
Damn, you worked at Tryon Games?
Yeah.
Shit, dude.
I worked there until the November right before they released that game with the show that bombed?
Defiance. Fuck Defiance.
Yeah, so Defiance.
Hold on. Let me tell you this. Let me tell you this quick story. And Coach, you gonna feel me on this. There was a time and period where I got laid off.
Yeah. They
basically told me, sit tight. We have to lay you off, unfortunately. We'll give you another shot, but we got to lay you off. Yeah. So I was like, all right. In that time frame, of course, I was hurting for cash. Mm-hmm. And I leaned heavily on games. I spent hours putting in applications like everybody else to find something to kind of get you over the hump to where you can, just to get some money in your pocket, right? Defiance came out. Me being sometimes I can eat way more than what's on my plate. My eyes get really big. I saw Defiance. I thought it was a great game. My friends convinced me that it was going to be a great game. They told me the TV show was going to be a great TV show. I interviewed to work for Tryon when that game came out. When I did the interview, it was a little shaky because I didn't know where the hell I was when I was doing the interview, so I backed out completely. I mean, it looked like a porno, like a casting couch and everything. So I wasn't necessarily feeling that, but I was like, you know what? I think this game is gonna be great. I spent $100. It's the worst fucking game I ever spent my money on.
Dude, I could have told you that before.
It was the worst game I ever. And you know what? I sold a pair of Jordans. And a lot of people would say that this was the dumbest thing ever because this is the holy grail of holy grail. I sold a pair of 2009 Space Jam 11s that were dead stock and had been sitting in my closet for years, and I let them go so that I could buy that game. That was the worst. Now, luckily, I had another pair, but that was the worst fucking decision I ever made in my life.
Bro.
That shit, because right now, that shoe that I let go to one of my good friends, I let it go for under retail. And I went and bought that game. You know how much that shoe is worth now? $500.
Jesus.
I bought that shoe.
You let a $500 shoe basically go for...
Walk out for fucking Defiance. So fuck that game, dude. And it instantly dropped from like $59... Because the special edition was $100. I bought the special edition. That regular priced $65 game dropped drastically, and probably a matter of weeks to like $25 to $30.
No, people were giving away collector's editions of that.
That shit hurt so bad. That game, that's probably one of the biggest games that was probably one of the biggest busts for me as a video game, like as a gamer, was Defiance.
So I got shit canned from there for they were laying everybody off. Right. The reason why they were laying everybody off is because they had this game that was called Defense of Nations or something Nations. I can't even remember what the fuck.
Dominations?
No, it was End of Nations. That's what it was.
Okay.
End of Nations.
Okay.
Anyway, I've still got 2 of the shirts from that game because I just love collecting shirts from failed games. So I've got 2 of those shirts. Like, they moved me onto the team that was going to be supporting that game.
Okay.
And then a few weeks later, they were still receiving beta builds of the game that were where they were making drastic changes to it. Mm-hmm. Like right before launch, it was supposed to launch in November, and they're still receiving beta builds with drastic changes in them in late October. So in mid-November, the guy who was the head of the QA department, which was right next to where we were, he's like, if this game doesn't, if they don't produce a build that's stable, we're just canceling the whole fucking game.
Jesus. So
they canceled that game. I got shit canned. A whole bunch of other people got shit canned. And then after that, I went to a couple places, and then I wound up at EA.
Okay.
So,
jeez, man, that's crazy, man.
Oh no, man!
I thought Triumph. I was really like. I mean, again, the interview that I did was kind of weird. It was in a weird spot. It was kind of call casty. I thought I was, maybe they had a camera on me or something like that. But I really fell hard for that game. I fell hard. Yeah. And that game really, I played it and it was great for a while, but then it like tapered off.
What I've noticed,
is that show still on? Is that show?
No,
still
that
on?
show got canceled.
Okay.
Got canceled in the first season, didn't it?
No, it got canceled after the third season.
Did it actually
It went,
get
it
to
went,
a third?
it went far. Yeah. Oh yeah, it went far.
I didn't even get past the first.
They
started making those weird ass sounds and like making their own verbiage up, I was over it.
Yeah, Sci-Fi spent a lot of money on that show, and they funneled a lot of money into Tryon. So they were gonna make that show a hit, and they kept it for way too long. They should have just shit-canned it after the first season. But Tryon still owns all of that IP. They own all the IP for the show. They own all the IP for all the characters and everything. So they can technically do whatever they want to with it. It's theirs.
They need to just port it over as a free-to-play to PC.
I think Defiance is free to play at this point.
Thank God.
Supposedly they've got another game now that's called Trove that a lot of people actually like. It's like a Minecraft-esque game.
Oh God!
But it's supposedly doing really well. It's the only thing that's keeping that company afloat right now.
Can't be original.
But yeah, I've been thinking about this for a while. Like if you are not a Madden player or a FIFA player or any of that, a way to approach this game or a way to think about this game is if you play RPGs, it's an RPG. Like your team, if you want to put it in the like WoW parlance, your team is your WoW character, and all of your pieces of armor and all of their jewels and all of their gems and all of their enhancements, those are all of your players. And Synergy is similar to that system too. Like Synergy would be like gems, or Synergy would be like procs on like a weapon or something like that. And then it even has a crafting system.
Right.
So you can use characters to build other characters and do things in the game. Like you can complete quests, which are your, what are they called? The solo challenges.
Yeah,
those are quests. You get a quest reward.
Yep.
You can take those quest rewards and you can craft another item out of those.
Exactly.
And you can add that item to your character. That's Madden Ultimate Team. Like somehow they've turned an entire generation of people who would just be jocks or meatheads or whatever you want to call them.
That's all they did.
They turned it into an RPG, and they made all of these people who would never play Dungeons and Dragons, they're playing a fucking RPG right now.
You know what's funny? Somebody actually broke that down to me because I got a little pissy because somebody called me a nerd. Mm-hmm. This was a couple years back. They were like, "You're a nerd," and I was like, "No, I'm not a nerd." They're like, "Yeah, you are. Let me explain. You love shoes. You love Madden." They started just ringing off like years. I was like, "What's the cover of Madden 2003?" I was like, "Oh, that's my favorite. It's Marshall Faulk." They're like, "Okay, tell me 3 things that you liked in Madden 2003." I was like, "Cool. I like the basically the season mode that everybody loves. I love the fact that at that time that was the first game where you could really just play against players and actually play throughout a game, a full game. And I like the fact that you could play these mini games and get bonus items to go and play in a different game mode." They're like, I wouldn't know that, but I can tell you how to spawn whatever character you want in Dungeons and Dragons. It's the same thing. It's the exact same thing.
Thanks for listening to the Team Lift Podcast with your hosts, Brendan Bowie and Roderick McDaniel. Join us again next week as we discuss more topics from geek culture. Be sure to follow us on our Twitter page @GoTeamLift, as well as our personal pages @Coach Silky and @ThighSide. You can direct questions and comments to us on our Twitter page, as well as find links to all of our social media outlets. Thank you for listening. See you again next week.